I get over there.
Okay, so we're recording on here for now. And just give me 1 second then. Sorry, I didn't really think about that. We're going to live stream. I need to close a bunch of these windows.
Oh, yeah. Hope you can't hear Bella snoring.
Is Bella snoring?
Yep.
You know, and sometimes on the recordings, I can.
I thought so. I can too.
It's funny.
After her vet visit.
Yeah, after the needles, it makes them very sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can just snip that beginning.
Okay.
It's been a minute since we've done live on Facebook.
Yeah, it has actually.
I called it 54321.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the last one.
This one.
Oh, this one. Okay. Hey, now we're live.
Are we live?
Yes, I got the notification.
Well, I didn't.
Yep. Okay. Hey, now we're live.
Are we live?
Yes.
See?
I got the notification. Do it. Hey, Susan. Happy Monday.
There we go. Now the volume went down. Are we still here?
Yep, we're still live.
I was over on the other page and it still wasn't live for me, but it is now. Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
Good.
I'm going to make sure I share too. So I guess I didn't have to restart my phone. I thought, you know what? I better turn it off for this.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. Reggie says, yes, you are.
Good.
Well, it's been way too long since Tammy and I have done a Facebook Live. Welcome, Marwin, Reggie, Steve. Actually, and I haven't been doing Facebook Lives at all. Tammy, you have. So
yes.
Here we go. So yes, we're going to chat on here for a bit. If you're watching this live, put a 1 in the comments, please. And if you're watching the recording, then put a 2. But so those 2 things. So 1 in the comments if you're watching it live, and a 2 if you're watching the recordings. Is we want to invite you to something really important, but we'll just give it a few minutes for everyone to join us.
I'm chomping at the bit today.
Absolutely. Welcome, David, Stelios, Emily. Peter Zita's in the house. Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Put a 1 in the comments if you're watching it live, and a 2 if you're watching the recording. So who would be interested, and who would like Limitless Leads for Life? Power of 3, that's the 3 L's, right? Limitless Leads for Life.
Yes. Limitless. That was one of your words.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
First year.
It still is. It's always one of my words.
Yep. That was one of the years, I think, that you named it.
Mm-hmm. 2016.
Yes. I'm going to share it right now. Here we go. All right. Share it
2015 was Momentum.
Yep.
2014 was Massive Action. Absolutely. So how is everybody on this Monday? It's Monday afternoon here. On the other side of the pond, it's evening.
Yeah, I got used to that. I got used to being in England for a week, and then I get back home, and then I get all sort of acclimated a little bit, and then they take the clocks back an hour, and then it's right. like an hour, it's gonna be dark out here, and I'm like, wait a minute. So my body's like really messed up with the time changes.
Time switch, yes. And welcome, Joanne, Dapper.
Lots of people, huh? Good.
Yes. So awesome. If you're watching live, put a 1, put a 2 if you're watching the recording. Oh, and maybe put a 3, the power of 3, if you would like to know what we're talking about or what we have for Limitless Leads for Life.
We've been talking a lot about lead generation lately.
For years, actually, ever since we started working together, because it's been a main focus. Well, it should be everybody's main focus, but it's something that
absolutely
And I think that's kind of why we started talking more and stuff. We noticed right away that was our main focus for each of us is lead generation. We're like, hey, I have that in common with that lady. Because if your main focus is lead generation, then aren't you always going to have people to talk to for your business?
In fact, you can be like the worst salesperson on earth. And if you have so many leads coming through your system, you're going to make money.
That's a good perspective.
I hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. Like, like I went to a real estate event one time and we couldn't figure out, how's this guy closing houses? How's he closing deals?
He's terrible.
He doesn't even know how to structure it. He's terrible. But what we figured out years ago was he generated so many leads. So guess what? Light bulb went off in my head. And I said, you know what? If I can generate leads and I can generate them in my sleep, then you know what? I can do it. You know, if I can do it, then other people can do it. And
absolutely.
Voila, that's what I focused on. And then when I met Susan, and actually it's another anniversary of ours, 2 years ago, we did an event together. It was our first event. And you know, it was a goal of mine. It was a goal of hers to actually do a live event together, and that's what we did. And we focused it all on lead generation. That's all we talked about that weekend. Yep. And people went away like just their mind was expanded. And that saying is once your mind's expanded, it can never contract to its original state. So we changed a lot of lives. It started this whole, you know, unstoppable mamas, and the whole thing was from that weekend. I feel forward. Well, it was quite a few months before that, but that's what I felt kind of really propelled us into, you know, what we've been doing together in that online, in my opinion. So it's a great anniversary to celebrate.
Absolutely. And well, we had already created our first product at that time, like our first together product at that time.
That's right, we did.
Yep. Just took it to the next level.
That was fun. And speaking of leads.
Speaking of leads, but I forgot.
That's why I try to keep my phone off, because I get texts, messages.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot to put do not disturb on there. Okay. Declined. Whoops.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, so I was going to go somewhere. Hassan said, you guys are just the best.
Oh,
Hassan is the best. Are you back home, or are you over in Dubai yet? That's my question.
Yeah, he's
and
he's awesome.
Ray Tamile's in the house.
Is he awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Twinny. That's awesome. I love seeing the pictures of their baby. So cute. Oh, and Hassan, that's one funny day, I think it was, we were being goofy, and I'm like, I could be old enough to be your mom or something like that. And he's like, you can be my internet mom or something. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. I'll adopt you.
That works.
Kids, you know?
Absolutely. So, what else do we have? That's mostly it. We wanted to talk about the limitless leads for life.
Yes, because you can then take that, and the way I looked at it, once I learned how to generate leads, how to market, and things like that. You know, if everything, like with your main opportunity, if let's say something happens to it or whatever, and that's gone, bye-bye, you still have that knowledge. You still have that knowledge to recreate, you know, to start generating leads again, you know, finding something else that you can market, you know, and, you know, luckily everything that I've marketed in the last 9 years is still there, you know, still running, it's still established, it's still, you know, we still get, you know, notifications, leads, cash flows. Heck, I get leads some days from a video I did 7-8 years ago. You know what I mean? So, and same with Susan. So she's got content out there, blogs out there, her YouTube, you know, so these are the things that, you know, you want to establish as far as, you know, real estate online, in my opinion. And it's, once you start getting that momentum, you start understanding, and once you generate your first lead, you can be like, oh, wow, I can do that again and again and again. Same thing with your first sale or your first dollar online. You're just going to be like, oh, wow, I can do that again and again and again. So it's pretty fun.
And you know what that leads into is, and one of my favorite topics, other than lead generation, is sustainability. And that is exactly what you were talking about, Tammy. So if you learn a skill and you know that you can rely on yourself to always know how to do that skill, it doesn't matter what happens. So it doesn't matter if the product or infrastructure that you've been relying on is not for sale anymore or not available, or maybe a community or a team or a partnership changes. Lots of things change. But if your skill is always there, if you've learned and you're mastering that skill, which might be lead generation, which might be a good idea, then that's a piece of sustainability. And that's what we're all aiming for, right? Is freedom and sustainability. So lead generation is a really important skill to build on and work towards mastery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a relationship with just that right there, that subject right there with leads. They have to be curious enough to give you their information. So that's what you want to do, is you want to learn that art of it too, because without that capture page or that sizzling line or message or advertisement, and Susan knows that guy that's like the grandfather of all the marketing. What's his name again? But that we refer to a lot on these trainings. But if you don't get that person's attention and you don't grab them, you got like 10 seconds or even less than that now on the internet, especially even on Facebook. You got to stand out. So you got to have that in order to collect that leads, in order to get that email, if that's what you're doing in building a list. Or
that's right.
If you're building a text list, I guess that's the only other thing to call it. But if you're doing text marketing, you got to get them into your funnel. So what Susan has created and put together for training is exactly, it's going to show you all that.
Perspective. It's how to think about it, and then you can do it anytime, anywhere. And David Ogilvy is his name. It's not rocket science. Like back in the 40s, David Ogilvy taught and started practicing that kind of ads. And so you don't have to be all digital and technical and everything. If you have this kind of thinking, you can create leads no matter where you are. If you're walking down the street, if you're in a shopping mall, and if you're in a movie theater, if you're on your phone on Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you have this perspective, you can generate a lead anywhere, online, offline, in the ditch, sitting in a mud puddle, wherever you want.
Or making mud pies.
I swear, when you master knowing how to make the best mud pies and teaching others to do the same, you can do anything. It's called sustainability. So we're teasing and we're pulling you in and getting your attention. Again, if you're watching this live, put a number 1. If you're watching it, the recording, put a number 2. And if you want the Limitless leads for life, put a 3.
3.
So last Friday,
a little bit this time, huh? So,
1, 2, yeah. And that's the only way you're getting it, because the link isn't out there. Right. So last Friday, and Tammy was there. We were there together. On the U Economy platform, we did a training, and Joe hosted, and it was basics, starting at the basics and creating the foundation and the way to think to be able to create limitless leads for life. So yeah, do you want to hold of that? Number 3. So what else? I guess before we jump off here, we should talk about what else. And I mean, there's some pieces that are missing, but what else is available in U Economy?
Oh, well, I think, from what I've obviously seen from my own personal and for just honestly, just knowing how it all comes together. But I was really, really, I loved, listening in on Friday, and she's here and I'm multitasking over here. So I'm actually responding to the leads that we generate while she's on a training. That's what we should even nickname ourselves multitasking mamas, because while she's unstoppable over here, I'm over here, right now I'm getting texts and messages and boxes. So But the bottom line is what I think about when you say you economy, is you're really creating something for your family and your household. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to rely on another outside source. You
There's
can,
that word again, sustain. If you can create sustainability, right? And
yeah,
part of that is creating your own economy.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many people we talk to that just absolutely can't stand their job. I mean, I just traveled and saw so many busy commuting people. There was one time I was sitting there in Victoria Square, Susan, and I did a video. I shot a video in Victoria Square in London, England. So this isn't just the United States, Canada, because I love visiting Canada now that I have my passport. So you never know, Susan, knock knock someday. Just teasing. Um, but anyway, anywhere in the world, you'll see all these people hustle, bustle, hustle, bustle. And I thought about this. I thought, why do they spend 4 to 5 hours a day, 4 to 5 hours a day, getting from work when they could be sitting here in their house? Because that's the biggest payment you have anyway, is your house payment. Why are you always away from your house? Why don't you want to create your own economy inside of your house?
Or wherever you are.
Yeah, I mean, people were mad. Susan, they weren't happy. They weren't happy scurrying about in Victoria Square. Even my mom says because my dad's self-employed. So my mom and my dad, they're in a business. You know what I mean? They're self-employed. So they're all like, why they just look so unhappy? And I'm like, yeah, because they don't have freedom. They got to make sure they get to their boss. You know, they got to make sure that they're making their boss happy. So what I think is we're on a roll, we're on a mission to help as many people that want to come with us, that we can help them create their sustainability and their freedom. That's what we want to do. That's our mission in life. Ever since we first started working together, we said we can create and help more people together, 1 + 1 = 3, than separately. And that's what we do, and that's what we've done. And people absolutely, love that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And we always have been, and we're most definitely going to be moving forward, very passionate about that. That's our intention, is to help as many people possible do that, whether it's they need to learn how to do that, or they need the means or the path, or help connecting the dots, or the product or service to sell to get to there. There's like, everybody has different kind of missing pieces. And so, because that's been one of the first decisions that we made together as a business partnership, was that was our mission, right? Our overall vision.
That's right.
And so, the kind of cool thing when we started talking with Peter about the company U Economy, excuse me, sorry. It just fit with us. It fit with us. Well, if all in one place, if the secondary education could be in place, then that fits with us. Sorry, my water. Oh, I have my water. There we go. So where was I going with that?
Well, essentially,
then it makes sense if it's all under one roof, education. So what has he got in there? So it's divided into 3 again, right? The power of 3 it's always really powerful. So the mentoring, so that's the mindset of really how to piece it apart and get your mind and keep your mind in the right path. So even the most basic things you can take to the next level and to mastery, including gratitude, descriptive journaling, all these sorts of things that we're aware of, and that because any of us that have achieved anything or succeeded in anything, obviously we've already studied this kind of stuff. So to have it all in one place methodically in succession of how we need to build on that is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So there's self-serve modules that are already in place in the products, and then there's always live and interactive being added to it. So the mentoring, and then the digital marketing starts at the very beginning and goes all the way, and then networking. And that digs into target audience, branding, everything you need to know. So it's secondary education all in one place with the culture. So yeah, we've decided on purpose to be a part of it because that's our mission anyway. It's not changing. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah, because no matter what you do online, whether it's whatever, an MLM even, you need this kind of training, and that will cut down your learning curve. And I say either there's two things you have in life: you either have time or you have money. So you got to invest in yourself. Susan and I have. I mean, we've got years and years of knowledge of different segments of business, and marketing especially. I've studied marketing for 30 years, and I just learned early on, even with a carpet cleaning business, you got to have customers, because otherwise your equipment's just going to sit there.
That's right.
So if you don't have this whole understanding of everything, especially I call it connecting, really connecting, networking, connecting with people. You're like Susan and I will say, we help you connect to that. It's the same thing. Well, it's what you're going to have here all in one, really.
That's right. And back to the limitless leads for life. The funny thing is especially when I first started this, I'm thinking, I don't know anything about marketing, but I grew up around it because Dad's water well drilling, Anderson water well drilling. Well, actually, just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab something for you.
Okay.
Samuel and I were just looking in the glass cupboard. Can you see the water well there?
Yes.
Okay, so that was his logo. That was his logo. So initially it was red, but then it turned to orange after a while. So his business card, like his marketing, was on everything. So there was glasses like this, lighters, bottle openers, pens, ball caps, magnetic signs everywhere. Like it was everywhere. So everyone knew Anderson Water Well. As soon as you say the name, they're like, oh yeah, I know that, because it was everywhere. Ongoing, it was like essentially limitless leads.
That's what I did with magic carpet cleaning. See? I had a little magic hat. Mm-hmm. And it was everywhere. And even after I stopped, after Bob got actually in an accident, he couldn't do it anymore, so he got hit by a car. But anyway, it was everywhere. We get phone calls and phone calls. We couldn't stop the leads. It was limitless.
See?
So once you start creating your brand, especially online, it doesn't mean that you have to, yes, you still have to work at it every day, but we get people coming to us all the time now because we've worked at it. It's like an airplane, you got to get it up off the ground, and then, in a while you'll be 30,000 feet up in the air, or whatever the heck I was, flying over the ocean. It was weird. I haven't done that in a long time, but I kind of felt like, hey, you know what? We're up here in the ocean now, and we're sailing along with lead generation.
Absolutely. Samuel posted, it's funny, as soon as you said that, he knew that I was going to go grab those glasses, because we were just like, it was sorting out a cupboard, and it just was too full. And I said, hey, these should come out of here, because these might be the only two that are left. Because, gosh, I think they've got to be about 40 years old, these two.
That's cool.
These two glasses. Yeah. So I thought, well, yeah, they should be tucked away somewhere, but yeah.
That's cool.
So
Sam posted.
Yes, he's like, I knew you were going to go grab those. So we've been on here for a while. So what's our call to action? We're going to pop off here. Thank you, everyone that watched this, whether you've watched it live. Live is number 1. If you're watching the recording, put a number 2 in the comments. And if you want access to the Limitless Leads for Life training, number 3.
Whoops. I put up 6. It's 3. I always got to throw them off a little bit, don't I, Susan?
Absolutely. And watch for more. Are we going to pop out here? So Monday, every Monday, right around this time, we're going to be recording. It's part of our every once in a while you kind of have to shift your organization and your planning. So every Monday afternoon around this time, Tammy and I are going to be recording, and we'll probably be over here on Facebook Live. And we've also been doing really quite well with lead generation when we pop over live on YouTube. So you can catch us over there too.
Yes.
And then there'll also be a piece that's recorded. And so that's what's new, but you can watch throughout the week. We're going to be releasing, it's a massive action week, and that's why the title is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because sometimes you just have to just do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So that's what we're doing this week. Massive lead generation. If you have any questions, reach out and get in touch with us. If you want to know, if you're one of our members and you haven't been interactive and active and engaged with us, life happens. We get that. Just raise your hand and let us know that you're ready to get started again. Actually, we have a few people, especially recently within the last week, and one actually just messaged me and told me all the list of massive action that he's taken over the weekend. So
good.
That's what it takes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You just step into it, and
massive action. That's right.
Yeah. So that's what we're about today. So if you're already a member and you want to do that, just reach out. We'd be happy to get you plugged in. If you're not, then the same thing. Reach out. Put the number 3 in there. We'll get that recording to you and let you know how you can connect with us and get started, because that's what it's all about.
That's right. Got to get started.
Sustainability. Yeah, and learning how to create your own income at any given time is just a really good skill to have.
You can sleep a lot better.
Yeah, it's a sleep factor. It's a happy factor. Yeah, and I mean,
say happy factor at the same time.
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay, see, we do that a lot.
It takes me back to actually. Do you remember the May? So this would have been 2015, and it was the May that I went for stem cells in May, and I was in Texas still, and it was hot that day, and we were talking while I was walking towards, I forget, I was going to an exhibit of some sorts. And then later that day, the video that I recorded was actually about happy factors.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first year we were
working together. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yep, that was cool. That was, wow, yeah. See, we we always sometimes stop and say, how long's it been? It's been a while.
Exactly. And where I was going to go with that is each one of us has a different description, or we should have, and that's something that I would hope that everyone would be really clear on, is what makes you happy, what makes you tick, and what does freedom mean to you? What are you striving for? And when you're really clear on that will help guide you as to how much money you need to make. Some people need to make a lot of money to achieve those things that are important, that peacefulness, that happiness, that free feeling of freedom. And some people it's not as much. So that's where you start. It's figuring out what it is that you need to feel sustained and happy.
Very good point.
And free.
Very good point.
Yeah. So start there. And then next step is to get into the limitless lead generation, so you have a lot of people to share what you have to offer.
Exactly. Perfectly said.
So thanks, Tammy. This was a fun afternoon.
It was. Thank you.
Okay. Now we're going back to work, and we'll see all of you in the next video. It's enough goofing around now.
That's right. Time to get some work done.
GST 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is it done? Or we're still recording?
Still recording.
Okay.